From the exterior, it might look like an ordinary storage container, but if you take a peep inside, tens of thousands of dollars worth of state-of-the-art equipment is being housed in what is called a containerized test fire range. It's an $80,000 gift which was handed to the National Forensic Science Services from UN LIRIC, an arm of the UN aimed at combating illicit firearm and ammunition in the Caribbean through operational forensic ballistics.
Our firearms examiners will no longer utilize the previous space, which was retrofitted as a test fire room, but instead will immediately start using the self-contained, ballistically secure, and soundproof test fire range for their daily work in forensic ballistics examinations.
The containerized test fire range will allow ballistic examiners to be more efficient and safer in a ballistically secured facility.
The different elements are effectively, the container is completely ballistically lined with ballistic steel and soundproofing, and the backstop is ballistic blocks, which should stop anything up to 7.62 by 51 millimeters safely. So there's no risk of any ricochets or anything like that.
Firearm-related crime is on the increase, and this new equipment is expected to strengthen the skills of forensic ballistic experts in order to successfully complement the justice system's ability to resolve these crimes.
In terms of the use of the range, this would allow the forensic ballistics expert to have a ballistically secure facility which is in line with health and safety standards. So they would be able to carry out test firing of weapons and function testing of weapons within the facility, which improves the area that they would have been previously using. This would allow them to therefore carry out their tests towards having proper evidence for court.
Minister of State for National Security, Elodio Aragon Jr., says this is a huge leap for the department, a leap that will help investigators to successfully prosecute criminals.
Our biggest problem in the city right now and in this country has to do with the use of firearms. So the National Forensic Science Service has to come on par in terms of dealing with what you call the forensic aspect of ballistics and firearms. So this is a complement to what we have, and I think it goes towards working to the big picture that we need to have at the end of the day, in terms that it's not only about equipment. We have to look at our personnel that we have, the training they receive, the standing operating procedures that they implement, everything that they do in terms of ensuring we do a better job in dealing with firearms and ammunition for the forensic part that at the end of the day will go towards a greater prosecution in cases where there's the use of a firearm.
So how do you respond to the criticism that you've gotten all these equipment, but the conviction rate is quite low, especially in crimes committed with firearm?
Well, you know, there's a lot of work that has to be done, and Rome wasn't built in a day. But we have to start somewhere, and I think we have started a long way. And if you know the history in terms of the National Forensic Science Service and where all the entire forensic in terms of ballistics is, I mean, we have really come a long way. And it's only a matter of time if you would take time to really look and see what happens in terms of how they recover a shell from the scene, what is done and all of these things. This helps a lot in terms of assisting the National Forensic Science Service in doing these studies.
Reporting for News 5, Hipólito Novello.